Okay, how are you all doing tonight? Welcome to Sister to Sister. Um, I am here tonight with my co-host, my sister Tabuho. Tabuho, welcome. Thank you for taking this journey with me as per usual.
Thank you. I'm just being obedient by putting myself on mute.
Oh boy. And tonight we have a super special guest. Um, First of all, before I introduce our guest, I'd like to, take a moment to invite the Holy Spirit into our atmosphere. Here at Sister to Sister, we love the presence of the Holy Spirit. So, with that being said, I am going to go right into introducing our guest. Tonight, we have a special guest for as part of our single parent series. The title of tonight's topic is A Father's Love, Creating Balance. Our guest tonight is Jeremiah Michael, aka Mia. Mia is from Edo. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
No, you're not
Edo.
pronouncing it right. It's Edo.
Oh,
Edo. Edo. Say
Edo.
Edo. Correct. Now you're talking.
Okay. He is from Edo, Nigeria. Jeremiah is a songwriter. He's a producer. He's a sound engineer. He's a filmmaker. He is a singer and he is a director. Oh my goodness, this man is busy. And most and best of all, he is a father of three beautiful little girls. And he is a child of the Most High God. Let's give a round of applause for our guest of the night. Yes, yes, yes.
If nobody gives me a round of applause, I give myself.
Nigerian men.
We are here.
My
Don't worry.
goodness.
If you don't introduce us, we introduce ourselves.
I know. Look, there's a hot topic about that, but I'm going to stick to our topic tonight.
All right, let's go on with that.
I'm so happy to have you. We were supposed to do this last week, and we had some technological difficulties. So I'm so excited that you took your sweet time to join us again tonight. Thank you so much for that.
Of course, the pleasure is all mine. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, awesome. So let's go right into it without further ado.
Mm.
So, first of all, how are you doing tonight? How are you doing?
Well, I cannot be in the midst of two beautiful women without being great. So I am great. I am awesome. I am wonderful. Fantabulous. You just name it. Excellent.
I'm so done with you. I'm
Yeah,
done.
great. Great.
Oh God, look, that sweet talk, that Nigerian talk. We heard about
Here
that.
we
We heard
are.
about y'all.
Well, what you heard is true. Maybe not all, but most of them.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that you're doing well. It's very easy for us not to ask people that question, just to kind of check in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm so happy to hear that you're doing well. So, we invited you here tonight to talk about your fatherhood journey.
Mm-hmm.
You are a single father of three, and you're balancing not only fatherhood, you're balancing career, you're balancing life in general, and I'm sure a lot of other responsibilities as a man, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but tonight we're here to highlight your fatherhood journey because I believe that you are an awesome father. So let's talk about it. Do you remember? Think back, think really far back. Do you remember the first moment that you were told that you were going to be a father?
Hmm.
I want you to tell us that the very first emotion that came to your mind when you found out that news.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. Um, it's indescribable. Um, Words cannot express what I actually felt that day because the mother of my kids was here. in the United States here in Minnesota. But I was back home in Nigeria, chasing my dreams, doing music as I used to.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, I just got a call one night, and she was like, I think I'm pregnant. And I was like, what? She said, yeah. She confirmed that she was pregnant.
Okay.
And at that time, my mom just passed. And
Oh,
for some reasons,
condolences
yeah,
about that. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. And for some reasons, I knew that I would be expecting like a female child. So, and I said, let's make a bet. This girl, this child is gonna be a girl. She
Mhm.
was like, no, it's gonna be a boy. I said, okay, give it a few months from now. And um, yeah, a few months passed, and she told me that, okay, you win. How did you know it was a girl? I said, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But I knew it was a girl. So yeah, I felt so. It was like I said, I cannot actually describe what I feel.
Mhm.
It was just above wonderful. You know what
Oh,
I mean? Yeah.
oh,
So
that's a
it's
beautiful. That's a
yeah,
beautiful way to describe that. That's very
It
beautiful. Very
is.
beautiful.
right.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Oh,
I
look, you
mean,
just.
and I finally named her after my late mom. So her name is
Oh,
Veronica. Yeah.
oh, wow. That's
That's
beautiful. That's a
beautiful.
beautiful tribute. Yeah,
It
T.
is.
Hmm.
I was literally gonna say that's a beautiful tribute. Look, you already sound like such a nice dad. Oh,
Appreciate that. I'm trying.
you
Yeah,
better be
yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so let's flow right into, the next question of the night. How has your experience been? Okay, so you're a father three times over. So you just told us about your first time experience, right? So of
Hmm.
course we don't want to get into the details of, the second or the third time. We want you to keep those private, those moments private. But you're you are a father three times over. Tell us, how has your experience been as a single father? Because since then, um, you all have gone your separate ways, and we know that happens in life sometimes. Things don't work out, but still, we like to keep our children, at the center of things. So, how has life been since, being a single father of three?
Mm. Well, thanks for that question. I haven't been able to share this with anybody, but I'm glad to, share it here first. It's not as easy as you guys think, especially for a father that used to have a very close connection with the daughters. Um, and I used to be a full-time dad and a provider, a worker. So, I mean, I was there for them like every single time. My girls are like daddy's girls. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, and the separation and divorce, took a very huge turn on the whole situation. And, me not being there for my kids like every single day like I used to, coming back from work and they're like, Daddy, all those expressions, I could not get them no more for like almost 2 years now. So, honestly, it's not the best of situations that any man would want to be in. But at the end of the day, I am grateful for my kids. They made me who I am today. I mean, I'm trying to be the best father that I could be for them.
Hmm.
It's just like a bittersweet
Yeah.
situation. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for them. Um, in the next life, I would want to be their father again.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah,
wow.
it's not the best situation, but it's worth it. It's wonderful at the end of the day.
Wow, wow. T, I don't know if you wanted to add something before I.
No, I was just going to interject with a question, if you don't mind.
Of course.
So, how, if I can get up in your business, you're describing fatherhood and the separation. How has that affected you personally? I mean, I know you touched a little bit on it, but how has that affected you as the man before the father?
First of all, I had to shut everybody out. I lost so many friends due to this situation.
Hmm.
You know, mentally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, it affected me negatively. You
Wow.
know,
Mhm.
yeah, but it takes a very strong person to overcome the trauma that comes with it and the challenges that comes with it. You know, I do tell people, I say in Nigerian pidgin English, I say, if this matter no kill me, nothing will kill me again.
You know,
You
you
know,
know.
as far as I am alive, it did not kill me. Yeah, I'm gonna live forever, forever young. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, it's not a wonderful one, but still, it's a wonderful one. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow, wow. That was a very deep question. Thank you for sharing. First of all, thank you for
Absolutely.
your vulnerability. Um,
Yes.
and obviously we don't want to press. So if you know, if we ask a question that's too intrusive, then feel free to say, you know, I'll pass. But thank you for sharing that. So many times, especially in our community, Black and Brown communities, it's rare for men to share. You know,
Yep.
it actually takes a while to break down, you know, a man's walls, whether it's your brother, whether it's, you know, your significant other. It's just rare. So thank you so much for trusting us with that information. Um, Now let's talk about let's get a little bit upbeat here. Let's get a little bit upbeat, right? Let's talk about co-parenting. And before we talk about co-parenting, I want to read Psalm 103, verse 13. It says, "Like a parent feels compassion for their children, that is how the Lord feels compassion for those who honor him." So let's talk about it. Let's talk about co-parenting. Give us some co-parenting tips. Give us two tips that you feel that you have been using that have worked in situations where you could have lost your mind and gone crazy, but you had to apply compassion to your girl.
Ooh, very interesting.
There's always a whole bunch, right?
This is like going deeper into something
Oh,
that I really do not want to go into, but I'll be
oh,
glad.
really?
I'll be very glad to, you know, share
Okay.
the whole thing.
All right.
Of course, you know, it's never gonna be easy at the first stage.
Mhm.
You know, being, you know, this co-parenting things. You know, at first, you know, my she filed for um full custody. And you know what that means. You know, I only have to like see my kids like once every other weekend, you know. And even before that, it was a little bit difficult to get to my kids. It was a whole lot of battle.
Mhm.
Um, as a matter of fact, my second daughter's first day of school, I had to miss it because I wasn't included as a father, you know.
Oh no.
So I had to like, yeah, I had to fight my way through, drive 2 hours every single day, you know, involve the cops, involve the law,
Oh my.
yeah, to be able to gain access to it. And honestly, I'm not here to throw shades at anybody or to blame anybody for it. I mean, if people are angry, you don't expect the best from them, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but at the end of it all, after like a whole year of back and forth, you know, it's actually working now. You know, we both get to realize that we're doing this for the kids, and
Yeah.
we should take our selfishness out of the situation. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm. Mhm.
like I always say, it's never gonna be the same, even if it's like a 50-50% co-parenting, you know,
Mhm.
it's never gonna be the same like, you know, the kids seeing mom and dad every single day, Yeah. So, but so far it's working. I can have my kids whenever, but everybody just know it's not the best, especially for the kids. It's not the best,
Wow.
spending 1 week with dad, it's just like you're tearing them apart from reality, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, everybody's hurt at the end of the day, but we're good.
Wow. 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 You're killing me over here. You're making me vulnerable.
Literally, I just said to myself, I was like, I'm gonna cry. Jeez.
Wow. 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 Listen,
Yeah, I mean, hmm
Yeah.
I want to say something. And, I was going to say a Bible verse, but I think I just want to come from the heart to say it. Uh, there's so many people who have gone through what you're going through right now. So
hmm
many people who will share and who may never share. But the truth of the matter is that you're a drop in the ocean. I don't know if that's comforting or not, but I know that when you're going through something like this, you feel it's just you going through it. But really, there's so many people who have gone through it, but God is going to help you to overcome the situation, and at the end of the day, you're going to come out stronger and you're going to come out a better father. We go through things and sometimes we don't know why God even allows us
Yeah.
to go through those things. But
hmm
you know what? You have your girls to raise. You have to be strong. uh, you have to be soft too.
Of
So,
course.
so at the end of the day, and you have to take it easy on yourself. You have to take it easy on yourself. Things happen, and sometimes we don't have control over situations. So,
Right.
we over here at Sister to Sister, we're your sisters. We're here for you. If you need to chat, if you need to have coffee, if you need to just, you know, breathe and just let off some steam.
hmm
That is exactly what we are here for you for.
Yeah,
So,
and trust me, I appreciate that a lot.
mhm,
And like I said, it's like the first time I'm expressing myself for about 2 years.
wow.
Um, it's not easy for a man to come out and express what they're actually going through because um, they're scared of being judged,
Yeah.
of being
Yeah.
called weak. So it takes a whole lot of courage and strength. I finally get to realize that being a man, especially being a black man,
Mhm.
um, you just have to like don't give a damn about whatsoever people think of you. Express yourself as much as you could because there is a whole lot of people, thousands of people, thousands of black men who are actually going through all of this,
Yeah.
but they are not able to come out to express themselves.
Mhm.
So I hope this would like inspire somebody
Mhm.
so they don't die of a heart attack.
I'm telling you.
You
I'm
know?
telling you.
So
I'm
yeah, for
telling
real,
you.
it is real. So I mean, we need to start speaking up once in a while.
I am telling you. Listen, listen. This is honestly like I know I'm gonna sound redundant, and repetitive, but this what you're doing right now is it really is a Holy Spirit moment. Like I feel like this is a Holy Spirit moment because I know me and you had a conversation prior and I was very, worried about, not being, getting all up in your grill and all up in your business. But I truly appreciate you sharing this. It's going to help somebody. If not
Perfect.
many people, it will help one person. I
hmm
believe that. When the Lord moves somebody to speak, to open themselves up, He'll use that person to reach who He needs to reach. So, thank you
Right.
so much again for sharing that. And I know that you're still going through the process. I can tell, I can hear it in your voice that you're still hurting. But the Lord is going to, He'll do a new thing in your life. He will do a
Amen.
new thing. This will be a memory one day, but it's going to be something that's going to help you to grow as a man and to grow as a father. But T, do you have anything to add to what um, Jeremiah just said?
Just to echo the bravery of being transparent and that it's not even about being a man, it's just about being a person because people
hmm
aren't they're not genuine with themselves to be real, to say this is how I'm feeling. And I think that parenting alone is such a sensitive experience because you're you're learning. You're learning them, you're learning you and how to parent your children. And maybe even on the flip side, like how could they have done it better to me? Or you know what I'm saying? So the fact that you're being open about where you are with your, you know, the situation. First of all, I'm just happy that it sounds like it's better than it was in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
But just the
Yeah.
fact that you're touching on such important topics as divorce and parenting, and I like how you are echoing that it is not best for the children for the parents to be apart, because sometimes people glorify singlehood like it's wonderful, but that is not
Right.
that is not the jet that is not the or that is not the original plan that God
Mhm.
intended from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So I give you kudos.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love that. I love that, T. And I just wanted to read another Bible verse here just for the sake of comfort. Um, Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will also help you. I will also uphold you with my righteous
All right.
right hand." Right? And then I'm going to read one more. John 14 verse 27 says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world
Word gives.
do I give it to you. Let not your heart be troubled,
Trouble.
neither let them." Wait a minute. I lost my train of thought.
Be
Let not
dismayed.
your
I'm like,
heart
hold
be
on,
troubled.
hold on, hold on. What verse is that? I don't think I've ever read that verse.
Neither let them be
Probably another
afraid.
version.
Right now, I'm all kinds of nervous. Okay, I'm all kinds of nervous, but pretty much that was from John 14 verse 27. So you can go back to that. But listen. Let's try to move forward. And as I said, hopefully we can now climb the step and get a little bit upbeat.
Mhm.
So let's talk about this. We talked about emotions, right?
Mhm.
Well, we haven't talked about emotions, but let's talk about emotions. You are raising girls. Oh my,
Woo!
listen. If you think you have problems now,
I'ma get me a gun.
look. I know you're not a woman, but clutch your pearls or whatever it is. I don't know. Get your belt out, your whip out, whatever it is.
Oh.
Girls are a whole lot, and I'm sure as a father of girls, you're seeing, their different personalities, their different traits. You're seeing their highs and their lows. Maybe one might be softer than the other, one might be a little bit stronger. But how do you balance those emotions when you're dealing with each of them? Because obviously, those are, three different people. How do you balance your emotions when you're dealing with each of your girls as a father? How do you come to that soft place? And how do you, relate to your girls? Give us like a situation, maybe like one or two situations.
Um, in Nigeria, we go say body go tell you. No worry.
Mhm.
Nobody go teach you. Nobody go teach you. Body go tell you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
in other words, you don't have to learn it from nobody. It's not what anybody can teach you.
Yeah.
You just have to learn as you go. You know what I mean? So hmm, I was talking to a friend today, and we're just talking about my daughters. And I was like, the three of my daughters, they got different personalities.
Oh,
Yeah.
coincidence.
The first one, Veronica, she is a very, very strong-willed person.
Yeah.
You know, I tried as much as I could to teach her how to walk when she was growing up. I mean, she will not. She only walked when she wanted to.
Mhm.
And my second daughter, Linnea, she was the adventurous one. She is the
Mhm.
adventurous one. She started walking when she was like 9 months old. She can climb to a mountain as far as daddy is there. She will just keep climbing. She's not scared of anything. She's the adventurous one.
Okay.
And I have my third daughter, Keisha. she's a talkative. She started talking when she was 10 months old.
Oh,
Daddy,
wow.
daddy, daddy, daddy. You know, so you can with three different personalities. Um, honestly, I cannot I cannot teach nobody or tell nobody how it works because I think it's a miracle or it's just you just need God in your life
I'm
to
telling
help you
you at that
sail
point.
through that. You know. So dealing with it three of kids, most of the times they bump heads, they go, they've been chaotic and all of that. But it's just it just take a different kind of spirit.
Okay.
I will not call it emotions right now because if you deal with them with emotions, you're gonna mess things up.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
it needs the special touch of God to like, be able to gather three of them together because if you cannot handle the whole of your kids as one, then you're failing as a parent.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
Yeah. I do tell people you might love one more than you love the other. It's
Hmm.
normal. It's very, very normal. But the only mistake is for you to show it. If you make
Okay,
it obvious, then you are creating chaos between the kids.
that's true. You have a point.
So, whatever feelings I have for the three of them, I keep it to myself, but I show the equal love to the three of them on a daily basis. So, and I
Beautiful.
think, yeah, I think that's how my parents taught me, and I'm glad I was brought up that way, and especially the help of God, because I mean, like I said, I cannot even give you the direct answer that you're looking for, but
Hmm.
it takes the help of God to overcome that aspect.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. I love how, I mean, you know your girls, and it's so obvious.
Mhm.
I can tell that you're an attentive kind of father. That's a very beautiful thing. That is a beautiful.
Thank
And
you. I'm grateful for that.
thank you to everybody who has joined in with us tonight. We really appreciate anyone who's watching this, and we really do hope that this is going to make a difference to someone or in someone's life. T, do you have anything to add?
I have a question, and I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot. So, how do you now talking about the girls and their different personalities? How do you influence them and instruct them, like when it comes to bullying and friendships and like their image individually, as sisters, as being a group and individually? Like, how do you balance inserting in them like self-esteem?
Um, what I do on a daily basis is, there was a point in time when my first daughter was like, this person got on my nerve. But first, when she would get home, she would not want to say anything about it. And I just read her attitude and I'm like, what happened in school today? And
Mhm.
she goes, there's this particular boy, Jay. She says, Jay did this, Jay did that, did that. Jay said I'm ugly. Jay was
Oh.
bullying me. Jay hates me. You know, when I heard it at the first time, I called the school, I complained about it. She
Mhm.
came back the next day. She did this, she reported the same thing. I called the school and I was like, okay, you know what? There ain't gonna be a third time. I'm not gonna call the school no more. And I told her, I said, look, first of all, you're beautiful. You got the best hair in the world. You are a wonderful child. You are a brilliant child. You are bright. You are tall. Because my daughter, she's just 8 years old, but she's tall like daddy, and she's fine. I just use those wonderful attributes to like,
Mhm.
encourage her and
Mhm.
lift her spirit up a little bit. And I told her, I said, okay, you know what? Do this. Put your fist up. She did, and I did this. I said, punch, and she keeps going. I said, it might not be the best of advice, but it was worth it at that point in time. I was like, if Jay tried to bully you no more, just. And the next day, the school called me. Um, your daughter was choking Jay. I mean, she held him on the chokehold. I was like, that's good. I called you guys for two different occasions, and you guys were unable to do anything about it. And now you're gonna complain? No, she's only defending herself.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. And trust me, till today, every morning, I call her. She got a phone. I call her. I always let her know, even if she's not there. I leave her a voice note so she can always replay it every single time. Remember, you're beautiful. Remember, you're intelligent. You're smart. You're bright. You're a child of God. You know, I keep prophesying those words into her life like every single day. And I told her, I said, your sisters are still young, but play this to them. Tell them that this is what Daddy said. You know, and
Oh, wow.
I mean, that has been going well so far. And I mean, they're very confident and
Oh,
respectful.
wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hmm. With that kind of talk, my brother, maybe
Ah,
somebody is out there looking for someone.
ah. No, no worry, I'm ready to receive bride prize. I will collect bride prize when they're old. No worry.
That's sweet
Bride
talk.
prizes.
I cannot deal with you, Sid. Oh my goodness. But you know what, on a serious note, you really sound like such a wonderful dad. Look, again, I was about to cry. I was like, no. Yeah, I mean, because it's so important for your girls to hear the voice of their father affirming them,
Yeah.
so that when they hear the voice of another, it's not something that they've never heard before. It'll be
Right.
like, you know what, my dad talks to me like that. That's what
Mhm.
daddy says, you know? So what you're doing for them, and even the voice note, some people it's like, oh, whatever, but it's like, no, that's actually important. On a bad day,
Mhm.
playback, playback,
Right.
playback. And actually, that's even the way that the Lord is. And that's his word to us. That on a
Right.
bad day for us, go to the word and play it back, play it back. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, play it back,
Make your
play it
request
back. So
known.
I
Make
think,
your
Yeah.
make your
yes.
request
Come on,
known.
you
Make
better
your
know your
request known.
word. Come on now, you came
Of
on the
course.
right.
Of course. Of course. Of course. I am Jeremiah for a reason. I'm the
Hey.
prophet, girl. Don't play.
Okay, now, Niger in the building.
Wow,
Let's
he's here.
go. Let's go. I'm here. Don't worry.
Wow, wow,
Oh
wow.
my
Listen,
God.
listen, listen. I also want to talk about your career. I just want to touch on that lightly. You're
Yeah.
doing so much musically. I know that you have, some fun and some nice like R&B-ish sounding music out there, on different platforms. But I want to talk about where you draw your inspiration because for me, I feel like that's more important. Like when you go to that keyboard or when you pick that pen up or when you type up a song in your phone or whatever it is, or when you go on that computer, where do you draw your inspiration musically to make this music? First of all, where did you start out making music? And then where do you draw your inspiration from currently? If you could just tell us that real quick.
All right. Thanks for that. First of all, I started making music when I was so very, very young. Um, I I actually was born with the gift, and I'm grateful to God for it. And when I was 8, I can remember vividly when I was 8 years old. The choir coordinator came to my family, to my dad and my mom, and was like, "We need your son
Hmm.
to be with us, because we heard him singing a couple of times, and he didn't know, but I think we could groom him." And yeah, my dad being a military man would not allow it, but on the long run, when he heard me singing, because we actually snuck out of the house to go for choir rehearsal, and he came to look for us with cane in his hand, African parents. And from outside the church, he heard a very wonderful voice singing, and he came in. He saw me. He just hid the cane at the back of his He just did this straight, And he waited till we got done and he took us home. And he told me how proud he was and all of that. So when I was 9, I started leading my tenor group, leading grown-ups, you know. So
Okay.
it's like from the little beginning that I got this gift. And um so far being a father and how I um merge both of them together,
Mm-hmm.
it's I mean it's wonderful. But I mean I get my inspiration most of the times from, I'm not gonna lie, from the dream. I dream
Okay.
when I dream I get songs a lot, and I wake up, I just pick up my phone, I record whatever it is that I was singing from that dream, and bring it back to reality and work on it. And also I use my situation and other people's situation around me to draw my inspiration. And talking about how I do music with my kids together. Um, Back then when we were still together as a family with your mom, um, I had a studio. I've always had a studio in my home.
Okay.
So yeah, whenever I wanted to make music, that's when they were like, yeah, and, and it's and in that state, it's like impossible to do music because when you're recording, you need absolute silence. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I realized that, okay, whenever they're with me, they're quiet. I bring them to the studio,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden they're just quiet looking, and I'll be recording. They're just there. They know, they just figured out that, okay, that in it silence, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
be quiet. You know. So yeah, it was helpful at that point in time, but it wouldn't be like a single man who's chasing his musical career.
Yeah.
That was why for a few years now I was actually on a low because I didn't have that time. I
Mm-hmm.
was being a full-time dad, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, right now it's still not the easiest, you know, especially, and I'm this kind of man that, as far as I think of my kids, I hope they are doing good. I hope
Mm-hmm.
nothing bad is going on with them. Da da da
Mm-hmm.
da da.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it just destroys my mood to do anything, including music.
Wow.
But
Wow.
it takes a lot. It takes a strong mind to just
Mhm.
brush it off,
Yeah.
and keep it going. So, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to stay strong and
Yeah.
do what I gotta do for them girls, because at the end of the day, if when I succeed, they're gonna benefit from it a whole lot. So right
Okay.
now, I'm doing it for them.
That's right. First off, I just want to go back to what you just said. I want to give you kudos for pursuing your dream. I'm a musician myself, and I know as a musician, it's not the job that people think you should have, but when you have the gift, you have the
Hmm.
gift, right?
Oh yeah.
And but with the gift needs to be, you need to have the tenacity, you need to have the drive, you need to have the patience, and you need to have the courage to step out there and to take a different path because you look around you and people are working 9 to 5s. People who have gone to college, have gotten their degrees, they're doing
Hmm.
the average 9 to 5 job, which I have nothing against a 9 to 5, but
Right.
for a musician, our thinking patterns are just a little bit different. We see outside the box. We're very creative, and we see opportunities that not necessarily other people might see. So
Hmm.
I want to really give you kudos for stepping out, for still following your musical dream. For working hard. Just for looking good. I love your fashion sense. You dress really well. You put yourself together really well. And we know with music, you are a walking brand. So I can
I appreciate
appreciate
that.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort that you put into it and also your gift. I know that you're very gifted musically. You play and you do all these great things. So I give you kudos for still going after that, for going after that dream. But I just want to say that it just I'm just sitting here thinking, as we wind down, I'm sitting here thinking, has any of your kids gotten the musical talent? Because sometimes, it could skip a generation. So I mean, I don't know if
Well, not
any of
my
them.
generation. Well, my first daughter plays the keyboard a lot.
Oh,
She plays
okay.
it very well.
Hmm.
Yeah. You know, I teach her, and she also has a teacher.
Okay.
Her name is Miss Ruth,
Okay.
and
Shout out to
yeah,
Miss
so
Ruth.
she got two piano teachers,
Okay.
and she is killing it so far.
Nice.
And me being a choreographer, my second daughter dances like no man's business.
I didn't know you dance off.
Woo! Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. You're about to see that side of me. I mean, I'm releasing a song tomorrow, so I'm coming up with a
Oh,
dance challenge. So
okay.
you will see that. So yeah, my second daughter, she is the dancer. Oh my God, you don't want to imagine. You don't want to see her doing her thing. Even at school, the teachers are so proud of her, and
Mhm.
she just, like I said, she's the adventurous one. So
Okay.
yeah, she dances a lot.
Nice.
So I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think it still stays in the family, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
good, good. I mean, I I don't know, when I think about, everything that you have shared with us for one, um, I so far I'm just feeling, really tingly and warm in my heart, to think that someone can share such personal and private feelings, especially that being a man. I think a lot of times we don't give men credit, Uh,
They're
when
used
we
to it.
easy now. Look, I'm trying to give you a little
Wow.
credit.
But thank you so much for the credit.
Yeah,
It doesn't come every now and then, but we
yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times we don't give men credit as women, and I can't speak for every single woman because they're good women out there. There are
Of
women who
course. Oh
have the
my
bad
God.
end of the stick. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
But there are men who deserve little bit of a little bit of support. They're men who deserve, some comfort. They deserve some kudos. They deserve some encouragement. They deserve someone saying, just being a cheerleader. You can do it. And when I see a father who is doing his job, a father who is, you know, especially when you grew up in the Lord,
Mhm.
the word, what the word says about a father, you know
Right.
you create life. You need to be responsible for that life. It is what
Mhm.
it is. And I respect the fact that you are still assuming your parental responsibilities
Yeah.
regardless of being outside of the home. I
Mm.
Mhm.
respect that. Yeah, and honestly, I just encourage you, as your sister, I encourage you to, my brother, I encourage you to keep pushing. I encourage you to keep going and to put God first as you go. When you put God first, He gives you a different strength. He gives you a
Right.
supernatural strength to get through these trials.
Mhm.
Uh, and I believe that if you just put God first and, try your best to honor Him as a parent, as a father, as a leader, as a provider, as an instructor, as a teacher, as someone who's giving guidance, uh, God is going to honor that. He will honor that. And He will continue to bless you as He has blessed you that far. T, I don't know if you have anything to
Yeah.
add before we close out, because I know our brother is busy tonight. He has some other things going on. So, T, did you want to add something before I?
Agendas.
Yeah. Hey. This my brother is busy tonight, so he has to go and release his track tomorrow. So please,
Just
T, do you have
quickly to
something to add?
just quickly to say that there really truly is nothing like a father's love, and that as you're speaking, it really reflects like how the Lord is to us. Just the tenderness, the wonderfulness, and I like how you fought and you're fighting to be in your children's lives. And to flip that's exactly what the Lord is always doing, that no matter if we stray, he is still there. He says he'll never leave us nor forsake us. And of course, I don't know you from Adam, but I know you today, and you really do sound like a wonderful dad. And to just say that I like the bar that you're setting for other men to see that it's so important to fight to be in your children's lives no matter what, because that's your seed, and you are responsible for that. And no matter what, that's your legacy. And if you really want to see your legacy flourish, you have to invest in your children. And there's nothing like the voice of a father, especially, not only to his sons, but especially to his daughters, especially being a woman myself. So I salute you. And thank you so much for your time on tonight.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I just want to make one last comment before. Do you have any parting words before I close out for us?
Well, he was saying something.
Oh.
God bless everybody. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the kind of person who goes out throwing advices, because at the end of the day, people want to do what they want to do. So it's okay to make your mistakes, but just quickly trace your steps back to God for help, and you'll be all right at the end of the day.
That's right. And before I close out, I just want to say again, this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this series, was so that we can have, a little space to share. There are things that are private, and sometimes things that are private should stay private, and there are things that are privately killing people. You know what I mean? There are things that are privately depressing people. There are things that are privately making people feel suicidal. There are people who have had mental breakdowns, and they will never share that publicly, but they've had mental breakdowns because of keeping things private and being secretive and being silent about things that can be, released if you just talk to one or two people. Sadly enough, we don't always have that. America is a very busy country. Sometimes friends are busy. You hardly hear from people. So we wanted to do this single parent series just so we could touch base and also hear a man's perspective. So it was so beautiful to hear you share. Like T said, it was brave. It was vulnerable, and I do believe that the Lord is going to bless that word. He's going to use that to touch someone, or to, to start a conversation. And you never know, this could start a conversation for you in your friend group, or, with your music, or with whoever you come across. There are things that need to be shared. And I was also going to encourage you, to maybe seek some therapy, because sometimes you can talk to friends as much as possible, but
why'd you make that face?
What? I'm just saying, when I say listen, that therapy, honestly, that therapy conversation, I think we should be open to therapy as Africans. We should be open to it. Okay. These are people who are more educated in that spectrum, in that field. Okay, so those are people who can give you tools to kind of get through situations. I mean, it's a step. Coming tonight and talking was one step forward, but it's just something that I just wanted to put out there to you and to anyone else listening. Just talking to people who may not even share what you don't want to be shared. Therapy, that's the whole point, to take some information somewhere and to have someone honor that and keep it private. But anyways, thank you so much, my bro, for tonight, for sharing. I can't see you, but I know you're over there looking fine as usual.
You
Mhm.
can't see me? No, you can't see me.
I told
Oh,
you
you have
that.
to see me.
No, I
You
told
have
you
to
that.
see me.
I told you that from the beginning. Look, let's talk off. Let's talk off camera. But anyways,
Okay.
thank you guys for joining us tonight here at Sister to Sister. We have our final single parent series panel next week, Thursday. Jeremiah is going to be coming back joining us. We have a Bash joining us, and we're going to have
Nice.
two other females who I'm keeping private and secret, who are going to be a surprise. We have a women and men's panel next week at 8 p.m. Central. So please do join us next week. Again, Jeremiah, thank you so much for your
Thank
time and
you.
for your heart. Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And thanks to you,
Absolutely.
and thank you to everyone who watched. You guys have an amazing and beautiful night. May the Lord bless and keep you until next time. Bye.
Amen.